Tonight on Ctv3 News, Key-Calker residents reject cannabis industry proposal in overwhelming vote. Belizean travelers urged to exercise caution as safety concerns rise for border trips to Mexico. Bomb threat prompts court evacuation in Belize City amid tense threat. Gang associate and the Central Bank of Belize launches first ever credit reporting system to boost financial inclusion and stability. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Thursday, October 9th, 2025.
Looking for quality, tasty, and easy to prepare meals? Look no farther. M&M Frozen Foods, proudly distributed by United Distributors Limited, brings you a wide range of delicious frozen delights, perfect for every occasion. From frozen pizzas, quesadillas, garlic bread, jumbo samosa, cocktail samosas, pizza pockets, spring rolls, and happy noodles. M&M Frozen Foods is fresh, flavorful, and convenient for busy lifestyles. Whether you're planning a quick dinner, hosting a gathering, or stocking up for the week, M&M Frozen Foods has you covered. Available now at leading supermarkets and stores nationwide through United Distributors Limited. M&M Frozen Foods, extensive variety to satisfy every craving.
Attention farmers, the New World screwworm is a serious threat to livestock, pets, wildlife, and humans. It causes yield losses, damages the quality of meat and skins, and can even kill them if left untreated. Check your animals daily. If you see any wounds on them, treat them immediately. Prevention is key. Apply approved healing and fly repellents to the navel of newborn animals after dehorning, ear tagging, or any other practice that leaves wounds on your animals to ensure your animal's well-being. If you notice worms in unusual wounds, report them immediately. Call Baja at 824-4872 or text or WhatsApp 670-7003 or call your nearest Ministry of Agriculture office. And don't forget, never transport or receive animals with injuries. Together, we will prevent the spread of this dangerous disease. This message was brought to you by Baja, OIRSA, AICA, USDA, and the Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security, and Enterprise.
We are the Public Utilities Commission. Since 1999, we have regulated Belize's electricity, water, and telecommunication sectors, ensuring quality services at reasonable rates for consumers. A lot has changed since our establishment in 1999, and so have we. To reflect our evolution and future-focused vision, we are proud to introduce our new identity, where the blend of colors show our balanced and inclusive approach to regulation, where innovation, sustainability, and trust are all equally important. Orange represents the telecommunications sector and symbolizes innovation and connectivity. Green reflects the energy sector, sustainability, and national growth. Blue represents the water sector, highlighting trust, stability, and life-sustaining resources. White symbolizes transparency and accountability, core principles of the PUC. We are the Public Utilities Commission, transitioning to a new look, but our core values remain the same: accountability, excellence, integrity, innovation, and professionalism. Our logo is more than a design. It is our visual commitment to continue to serve the people of Belize with transparency, competence, and professionalism. We are the Public Utilities Commission.
For sure, this journey started long before September 1981. Indeed, we're all here because of the courage of our founders, the Maya, Creole, Garifuna, East Indian, Mestizo, and all who are sustained by the spirit and sacrifice of every generation. How beautiful it is that on this day, thousands of our citizens will join with friends and loved ones at parades and parties across this country to rejoice in the blessings of this land and people. As one people, we will work to build a better and brighter future.
Good evening with your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. After much anticipation of Wednesday's referendum in Key-Cocker, the residents have spoken overwhelmingly rejecting the proposal to establish a legal cannabis industry on the island. After a brief counting process, Chief Elections Officer Josephine Tamay announced that out of 1,454 registered voters, 874 cast their ballots. Of those votes, more than 79% were in favor of the no position.
Total number of registered electors, 1,454. The number of ballots cast is 857. That represents 58.94% for the voter turnout. We had a total of 3 spoiled ballot papers. Of the votes counted, for yes, a total of 176, which represents 24.54%. The votes counted for no, 678, which is 79.11%, and rejected ballots were 3, which is 0.35%. I further certify that the results show that majority of the voters in Key-Cocker Village has voted against the proposition that the government of Belize should pass legislation to create a responsible, regulated, and taxable legal cannabis industry on the island of Key-Cocker, with a portion of the revenue going directly for the benefit of Key-Cocker and its residents. Thank you.
The referendum asked residents whether they supported the government passing legislation to create a responsible, regulated, and taxable cannabis industry in Key-Cocker, with a portion of the revenues directed back to the island and its residents. In the end, the majority made their stance clear. Key-Cocker is not ready to embrace the proposed cannabis initiative. As the long holiday weekend approaches, many Belizeans are considering traveling across the border into Mexico to enjoy the extended break. However, safety concerns are mounting among potential travelers due to recent reports of cartel activity in the Quintana Roo region. Several Belizeans have reached out to the Belizean embassy in Mexico seeking guidance on whether it is safe to make the trip. So, is it? According to Belize's ambassador to Mexico, Oscar Arnold, it is safe to travel across the border once certain measures are taken. For one, Arnold urged Belizeans to ensure that communication remains uninterrupted during their travels by obtaining a Mexican SIM card. This will provide access to phone and internet services, allowing travelers to stay connected with family and monitor any safety updates while in Mexico.
As insofar as what we know, it's very safe to still travel within Quintana Roo. I know that there's quite a few people. I have family who will be traveling to Tulum and Playa as well, and I've given them the same advice. The state of Quintana Roo has also launched an app where you can download the app, you can create an account, and in there it has all the contact numbers for all police, Guardia Nacional, the Green Angels who help you along the road if you have mechanical problems. You can always call them and let them know that you're in some distress and that you would need help. It also allows you not to commit, but if in the event you park inadvertently park in a no parking zone, once they scan the QR code, it allows you two minor traffic infractions where they won't ticket you right away, unless you have exhausted those two options. Then you may be faced with a ticket after.
The fact that three Belizean car dealers were kidnapped by the GNCJ cartel a few weeks ago and were held for 7 hours until their families or associates could wire a ransom of $500 US each is also cause for concern. That issue is also being looked at, says Arnold.
Those happen within the state of Veracruz, which borders the states of Tamaulipas, and Tamaulipas is one of the hot spots currently. It seems as if though it has spread into Veracruz. The information that I received, because we didn't get a formal report, but when we saw it on social media and some people brought it to our attention just to view the social media reports, we did look into it with authorities, and what we found was that individuals who were transporting either vehicles or commerce down to Belize from the US came off the federal highway or came off what is known as the autopista. And for whatever reason, whether they were trying to avoid tolls or whether they were trying to get a shorter route or whether there was a traffic jam or a traffic delay and they were trying to circumvent it, they came off the autopista, came off the main road, and that is when they became targeted by individual groups who are working in the area, and that is when the robberies occurred. That did not happen. So we encourage everyone to remain on the federal highways. In fact, your pedimento that you receive when you enter Mexico with all the goods that you're transporting speaks to that. They give you certain permission to come down, but they also mention in there that you must stay on the federal highways.
Over the weekend, a devastating incident occurred in Mexico, claiming the life of a Belizean car dealer. Ariel Serrano, a 34-year-old resident of Orange Walk District, was tragically killed in a road traffic collision. According to reports, Serrano had traveled to Mexico on Saturday for work purposes. Unfortunately, he was involved in a fatal accident and did not survive the incident. Ariel Serrano was a father of two, and his family is left devastated by his untimely departure. As they come to terms with this tragedy, the Belize Embassy in Mexico has been working with investigators to determine the cause of the accident.
To the family. Yes, so first of all, my condolences to the family. Loss of a very young life, a promising individual who was into sports, who was into community. And so my condolences to the family of Mr. Serrano. I learned of the incident at about maybe 3:30 last Saturday in the afternoon. I think it happened earlier in the morning, maybe around 10 or 11. And a family member of mine saw it on social media, took snapshots and sent it to me. And that is how we got the ball rolling. He is, I believe, well, I not believe, but I know because we assisted a family member and one of his colleagues. They flew into Mexico City and then they flew to Veracruz on Tuesday, I believe it was. And then they traveled from there by road to Islas, which is the area where the accident had taken place. And by that time, we had coordinated with them to get in touch with not only the Guardia Nacional, but the mayor of that area, as well as a funeral home that was doing all of the paperwork and all of the transactions so that when they got there, the body would be able to be released to them and then transported to Belize. They were also in contact with a funeral home in Belize who did all the paperwork so that the body could cross the border when they got there. I got a message from his colleague this morning advising that they did get into Belize. There was a little bit of issue around 1 this morning when they were crossing the border, but they were able to work it out. And so I believe that the family will have some bit of closure. It's a very tragic event, the way how it happened and just the morbid fascination of people sharing photos of the incident with, I believe, with the body that was still strewn on the highway. We've since gotten a formal report from the investigators that we can also share with the family. And it seems that the road conditions contributed to the trailer sway. He was towing another vehicle, and I believe that vehicle started to sway and was the major cause of the accident.
A moment of alarm disrupted the Belize City Magistrates Court this morning when a bomb threat was allegedly received, prompting swift action from security personnel. The building was evacuated as authorities conducted thorough searches, but ultimately no explosive devices were discovered. Sources indicate that the threat may have been connected to the court appearance of notorious gang associate Jareem Stain. Stain was due to appear on new charges, including 2 charges of contempt of court related to a judicial order. The nature of the threat has not been officially confirmed, and police have not yet determined whether it was a genuine danger or a hoax. Law enforcement officials maintain strong presence around the courthouse throughout the investigation. Despite the disruption, court proceedings resumed at 1 p.m., with Stain answering to his charges under heavy guard. He was denied bail. In court, Norman Rodriguez, Stain's attorney, argued that the charge could not stand since the paperwork did not clarify what his client was being accused of. The prosecution says Stain violated his high court bail condition by failing to sign in the Balama police station on September 5th and October 3rd. His attorney argued that he had medical reasons and even presented doctor's reports. In conclusion, bail was denied and Stain was returned to the Belize Central Prison. He can reapply to the High Court for bail. Coming up next, we tell you all about Belize's new credit reporting system with CRIF partnership to boost financial growth and stability by 2026. Stay tuned.
El siguiente es un aviso oficial de la industria azucarera norte de Belice. La industria azucarera desea notificar a la comunidad caniera, a los socios de la industria y el público en general que se llevarán a cabo aplicaciones aéreas de fungicidas en áreas específicas como parte de las medidas en curso para suprimir la carga de esporas de la enfermedad del marchitamiento de la caña de azúcar hongo Fusarium. Importante, las aplicaciones están programadas para las siguientes áreas. Jueves 2 de octubre de 2025, San Lázaro Trinidad en el área de Cenote, San Carlos Indian Church en las áreas de Hillbank y Fireburn. El viernes 3 de octubre del 2025, San Esteban en las áreas de Mango, Chan Laguna, Subel y Chuacol. Guinigras en el área de Cacab, Carmelita en las áreas de Grassy Peace, Posito y Raven Ridge. El sábado 4 de octubre del 2025, Orinjuac en las áreas de San Lorenzo, Santa Cruz, San Antonio y San Román Río Hondo. El lunes 6 y martes 7 de octubre del 2025. San Luis, en el área de San Luis. San José San Pablo, en las áreas de Nomul. San Pablo, en las áreas de Narrows y Sabana. San Juan, en el área de San Juan y Douglas. Douglas, en las áreas de Petroyam y Cocos. San Víctor, en las áreas de Sabana y Ramonal Zapote Sureste. Buenavista, en las áreas de Belizean. Caledonia, en las áreas de Pobonush y Chanbenque. Por seguridad y eficiencia operativa, se aconseja a todos los agricultores y residentes evitar estar presentes en o cerca de estos cañales desde las 5 de la mañana hasta el mediodía. Agradecemos la cooperación de todos los agricultores y las partes interesadas mientras trabajamos juntos para proteger nuestra industria. La industria desea agradecer al gobierno de Belice por su apoyo continuo en la protección del sector azucarero y la promoción de su sostenibilidad. El anterior fue el mensaje de la industria azucarera norte de Belice.
Hoy te vamos a contar un cuento basado en una historia real. Chao Dengue, capítulo 1. Síntomas del dengue. Había una vez una familia que, sin saberlo, llevaba consigo un visitante no deseado. No era un monstruo ni un fantasma, pero sí algo que podía debilitar su cuerpo y robarle la energía. Pronto llegaron la fiebre, acompañada de dolor de cabeza, principalmente detrás de los ojos, dolor de cuerpo, náuseas y un sarpullido que se enrojecía por su piel. ¿Qué debían hacer en ese momento? Lo primero era no caer en la automedicación. En la mente del padre resonaban las palabras de los expertos. La clave está en buscar ayuda temprana. Así que, sin dudarlo, se dirigió a la unidad de salud más cercana, donde le brindaron la atención necesaria. Pero la historia no termina ahí. Si alguien en su familia también enfrentaba la misma situación, era enviado a su hogar con una lista de recomendaciones para ser cuidado allí. El reposo se convertía en su mejor escudo y la hidratación en su arma más poderosa. Abundante líquido y, sobre todo, sales de rehidratación oral serían sus aliados en la recuperación. La familia aprendió que la acción temprana podía marcar la diferencia para que esta historia tenga un final feliz. Y colorín colorado, la salud hay que cuidarla en todos lados.
New designs for Belize's new banknotes have been revealed. But why are only two national figures featured on the banknotes? The individuals honored on our new banknotes have received Belize's highest distinction, the Order of the National Hero. As of January 2025, only two persons have been awarded this title. The Right Honorable George Cadle Price, regarded as the father of the nation, who was the first Prime Minister of Belize and renowned leader in our road to independence, and the Honorable Philip Stanley Wilberforce Golson, one of the longest-serving members of the House of Representatives, known for his unwavering stance on protecting and preserving Belize. By featuring these heroes, we honor their invaluable contributions to the development of our nation. New look, same value, Heroes Legacy. Learn more at www.centralbank.org.bz. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
Introducing Manna Flour, the heart of every wholesome recipe. Manna Flour brings perfection, taste, and nutrition straight to your kitchen. Available in 2, 3, and 5-pound bags for everyday cooking, and 20, 50, and 100-pound sacks for bakeries, restaurants, and big family events. Whether you're making tortillas, dumplings, or your grandma's secret bread recipe, Manna Flour rises to the occasion. Pure, organic, Caribbean. Make it with Manna. Proudly produced by Caribbean Organic Foodstuff Company Limited.
is a pleasure really for me to join you here today in an important milestone in Belize's journey towards sustainable transportation, where we officially hand over these 3 intercity buses to the management contract awardee, the Westline Bus Company.
This project is directly aligned with Belize's raised ambition under its updated nationally determined contribution to the UN and its low emission development strategy. And we are very happy to support these national commitments and ensuring that Belize can meet its targets for climate action and for sustainable development as a whole, while modernizing its transport sector.
I'm happy that Westline was chosen as the first private partner of the government of Belize. We worked very hard in putting this project together. We think that it is about time that the transport industry in Belize improves.
We here, all of us, can share in the vision of one day in Belize very soon, in the next few years. We do not have to be subjected to a mediocre, substandard bus service for our people. One of the messages we'd want to take from here today is that when we work together, when we're not afraid to imagine and see that if we work together, we can turn these things into reality.
Is your internet struggling to reach every corner of your home? Say goodbye to dead zones. Introducing Villo, your ultimate solution for seamless internet coverage. Whether you're streaming, gaming, working from home, or scrolling through social media, Villo delivers a fast, reliable Wi-Fi where you need it most. As a valued Centaur internet customer, you can be one of the first to access Villo free of cost. For more information, call 380-0101.
The Central Bank of Belize has officially launched the country's first ever credit reporting system, CRS, marking a major milestone in strengthening Belize's financial infrastructure and improving access to credit for individuals and businesses. The CRS will be operated by the Licensed Credit Bureau, CRIF Information Services Limited, which will collect and share credit information from all financial institutions, including commercial banks, credit unions, and other lending agencies. The system is designed to help lenders better assess borrowers' creditworthiness, promote fairer lending decisions, and reduce information gaps between lenders and borrowers. Governor of the Central Bank, Karim Michael, described the new system as a transformative step towards greater financial inclusion and stability.
This initiative directly supports our strategic vision, which are 1, to support the development of a stable financial system, to promote financial inclusion, and to expand access to finance for all Belizeans. After years of preparation and hard work, you would have heard Keja saying from 2014, we are proud to launch Belize's credit reporting system. Credit reporting systems are known worldwide as essential components of sound financial architecture, as there's a positive correlation between financial development and economic growth. Where comprehensive credit infrastructures exist, the cost of lending decreases, more people gain access to finance, and financial inclusion expands. In simple terms, when information about borrowers is reliable and readily available, credit becomes less risky, more affordable, and more widely distributed. As such, credit reporting system depends on the quality and reliability of the data it receives. The success of Belize's credit reporting system relies on the active participation of credit information providers, or CIPs, Who are the data contributors to our system? Mandatory providers include our banks, credit unions, other licensed financial institutions, particularly the money lenders. Perry, you see how important you are to this working. They are legally required to submit accurate and timely credit information.
Financial institutions to make more informed lending decisions. The governor stressed that the CRS aims to make credit more affordable and accessible, particularly for micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises and households.
So what do we promise with this introduction of a credit reporting system? A key barrier to access in Belize has long been the lack of information, what we call information asymmetry. Differentiating between the creditworthiness of clients becomes very difficult when credit reports are lacking. In other words, without a way to distinguish between borrowers, lenders hesitate to extend loans. To compensate, they raise interest rates, ask for excessive collateral, and deny credit altogether. There's a bit of discriminatory lending practice also involved in this. Our credit reporting system addresses this imbalance by providing transparent, standardized credit histories. It helps lenders make better decisions, reduce the cost of borrowing, and opens the door for more Belizeans to participate in the formal financial system. The benefits are also significant for micro, small, and medium enterprises. These businesses are the backbone of our economy, but they often face challenges in obtaining credit. With the CRS, even small enterprises can build what is known as reputational collateral, a financial track record that substitutes for physical collateral. This is important because individuals and MSMEs often lack significant fixed assets that are formally recognized as usable collateral. For Belize, this means more entrepreneurs will have the chance to innovate, grow, and create jobs.
The initiative is being implemented in accordance with the Credit Reporting Act, which ensures that all credit information is handled securely and accurately. The Credit Bureau is expected to become full operational in early 2026.
At a national level, or on a national level, the advantages are clear. Lenders gain confidence, loan defaults decrease, and the entire financial sector becomes more resilient. Consumers, especially women, this has to be stressed, first-time borrowers and the unbanked gain new opportunities. In the previous slide, you would have seen an enormous figure of 30% of Belizeans remaining unbanked. This is what we hope as one of the primary benefits of this credit reporting system, that we're bringing more people within the official financial sector. So it brings more people into the formal financial system, ensuring that credit is available to many. And as credit flows more efficiently through the economy, investment and growth are stimulated. Now, concerns always surround about how you're going to protect my data. As a regulator, the central bank has put in place a strong legal and supervisory framework for credit reporting. This framework outlines clear rules for what data can be collected and shared. Secondly, strict security obligations for safeguarding personal information. And thirdly, mechanisms for correcting errors and protecting consumer rights. And while the central bank continues to embrace new technologies and modern regulatory approaches, I assure you that we are committed to ensuring this system operates with fairness, accuracy, and transparency.
Belize has welcomed the initial participants of the CARICOM Free Movement Initiative, marking a positive start to regional integration efforts. During the first week of implementation, 7 individuals from Barbados successfully entered the country, demonstrating the program's early momentum. From October 1st to the 8th, the Belize Immigration Department reported that 5 Barbadian nationals arrived on business trips, while 2 others visited as tourists. This influx underscores a growing regional interest in the new free movement arrangement, which aims to facilitate easier movement of eligible CARICOM citizens within member states. This initiative is a key component of the broader CARICOM Single Market and Economy (CSME), designed to foster economic growth and regional cohesion by removing restrictions on the movement of qualified citizens across participating countries. Belizean officials have expressed optimism about the development, emphasizing that the country's active participation reflects its commitment to strengthening Caribbean cooperation, investment opportunities, and cultural ties. As more individuals take advantage of this policy, Belize anticipates a boost in economic activities, increased tourism, and richer cultural exchanges, heralding a new era of unity within the Caribbean region. October is Cancer Awareness Month, and the Orange Walk Cancer Support Group is once again leading efforts to raise awareness and provide hope to those affected by the disease. The group, which offers critical assistance to cancer patients and their families, from emotional support to help with treatment costs, relies on community contributions and fundraising activities to continue its work. This weekend, the group will host a candlelight vigil at Central Park, inviting families, friends, and all Orange Walkenians to gather in solidarity with cancer patients and survivors. The event will serve as a moment of reflection, remembrance, and unity in the fight against cancer.
Okay.
This Saturday we're going to be having a vigil at the Central Park.
Okay.
And we're inviting persons to come out. And also if you have a loved one that has cancer or passed away from cancer, we're going to be having some different color ribbons because we know that all cancer have their own ribbons. And we're going to be placing 2 big ribbons at the Central Park for this month, where you can go and pin your ribbon for your loved one.
Okay.
And Kami, right now in just that little project that we're doing, we can see, like I have so many pink, and then you have like 3 little green, 3 little blue, but the pink is there. So that means that the breast cancer is affecting us, and we need to get on top of it.
As part of its fundraising efforts, the group will also be hosting an 80s night on October 17th at High Five Nightclub, with proceeds going towards patient care and supportive initiatives.
Then on the 17th, we're going to be having this fundraising dance at High Five. $10 for the entrance, and it's an 80s night. Come out, enjoy yourself while you support us in being able to help those who are in need.
Yeah, remember that all the funds raised, this goes towards the assistance to those cancer patients. And usually we give more when we talk about children, right? But the Orange Walk Cancer Group has different ages of patients under their umbrella, and you have to assist them not only to seek medical attention here in Belize, but abroad too, Ms. B?
Yes, because we have like the leukemia, the children with leukemia, they go to Chetumal. Because we don't have an oncologist pediatric right here. And the thing is that, you know, Kami, I take this opportunity to thank De La Fuentes on Main Street also, because this is like the 5th year that they've been selling stuff, and then they give us a donation at the end of the October, and Best Fit. They're selling t-shirts again this year. You know, if anybody is interested in buying a t-shirt, you can check with Best Fit. And then we have our DJs, they're there.
That's for the 80s night. Yes. That's going to be for the 17th.
You know, you might say, I'm not a dance person, but you can buy a ticket. You can just send it to the bank thing and say, I'm paying for a ticket. Because the entrance, the $10 is what is going to be for us.
Residents wishing to contribute or learn more can reach out to any member of the Orange Walk Cancer Support Group or contact them through their official social media pages. The Belize Agricultural Health Authority, BAHA, has issued a stern warning to the public and veterinary industry stakeholders regarding recent reports of individuals soliciting donations of expired veterinary medications from international donors, as well as unregistered online businesses selling unpermitted veterinary products and animal feed. In a statement released today, BAHA emphasized that all veterinary drugs, pesticides, biologics such as vaccines, hygiene and care products, and animal feed are strictly regulated under Belizean law. Specifically, these products fall under the provisions of Statutory Instrument 184 of 2001. The authority clarified that all such products must be properly registered with the Veterinary Drug Control Unit and must be accompanied by valid import permits before they can be legally imported, distributed, or sold within Belize. Any importation, distribution, or sale of expired, unregistered, or unpermitted veterinary products is strictly prohibited, BAHA stated. The authority underscored the importance of compliance in safeguarding Belize's agricultural health, public safety, and trade integrity. They urge individuals and business operators to adhere to established regulations to prevent the circulation of expired or unsafe veterinary products that could pose risk to animals, humans, and the environment. BAHA also warned against unregistered online businesses that are currently selling veterinary products and animal feed without proper authorization, emphasizing that such activities undermine national efforts to maintain safe and effective veterinary practices. For further information or to report violations, the public is encouraged to contact the BAHA Animal Health Department via email at animalhealth@baha.org.bz or call 824-4872. And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
Get the most out of your internet with Centaur's ExpressNet. Are you ready to supercharge your online experience? When connecting to your Velo Mesh device, make sure you're linked to our blazing fast 5 GHz frequency. Why 5 GHz? Faster speeds at a shorter range. 5 GHz is perfect for use in smaller spaces where speed is your top priority. As for the 2.4 GHz, while connection may travel farther, it can lead to slower performance. Remember, choose 5 GHz for your devices and experience the difference instantly. ExpressNet, bringing you the best speeds for the ultimate online experience. For more information, contact us at 380-0101.
Welcome to Design Depot, where you'll find premium quality products from trusted brands, all in one place. Visit us today for quality products, expert service, and the brands you trust. Design Depot, all in one place.
Oh man, one more scroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data, so you can scroll till your fingers cramp.
Enjoy free social media data now included in our Flex Choice and Select postpaid plans.
Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart. bringing people together.
Today, the Belize Postal Service joined the global postal community in celebrating World Post Day 2025 under the Universal Postal Union's theme, Post for People, Local Service, Global Reach. The theme reflects the vital role of postal services in connecting communities locally while extending Belize's reach to global markets. In alignment with this year's theme, the Belize Postal Service has expanded its local services offered to customers through the introduction of first postal shops launched in Belize City, San Ignacio, San Pedro, Placencia, and Key Cocker. The BPS Track and Trace app now provides real-time visibility on domestic parcels with international tracking to follow. Looking ahead, the Belize Postal Service future strategy includes e-commerce logistics and export facilitation for small business entrepreneurs, as well as collaborations with key stakeholders and the Universal Postal Union to facilitate trade, particularly for women entrepreneurs in Belize. We will also be updating our Belize Postal Service website to create an e-commerce platform for both local and international trade. On the World Post Day, the Belize Postal Service will ensure that we continue to offer quality services to everyone, everywhere, connecting local communities to the world. Customers are invited to visit their local post office to learn more about new services and take part in special promotions coming soon. The Rules Committee of the Senior Court of Belize has issued Practice Direction Number 18 of 2025 on the ethical use of generative artificial intelligence (AI) in court proceedings. The directive, announced by Chief Justice Louise Esther Blendman, took effect on August 12, 2025. The landmark measure provides guidance for judges, magistrates, attorneys, and court users on the responsible use of AI in legal research, drafting, and submissions. It stresses accuracy, confidentiality, and accountability, ensuring that AI supports rather than compromises fairness in the justice system. With this initiative, Belize becomes one of the first Commonwealth Caribbean countries to formally regulate AI use in its courts, promoting efficiency, transparency, and public trust in the judiciary. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Friday, October 10th here on Ctv3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. From all of us here at Ctv3, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.